I went to a new barber's today.
What?
I know, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
You did what?
Nah, but do you know what it is, yeah? Nah, what it is, my barber never trims on a Tuesday, yeah? I had a rehearsal today. I'm going away to do some shows and that, yeah? And then, like, so...
With a act?
Yeah.
Anyone you can say? No, can't say.
Yeah, I'm going away with an artist called Jay Prince. We're going to do some shows, yeah? So anyway, now, flipping... I don't come back until the next Tuesday, which means my barber is not working on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So then that means another week without a trim.
Yeah.
So I thought there's a barber's right near where the rehearsals is, yeah. And I heard about this, but I'm not going to say their names or anything like that. It was good. The trim was, I got a markup, yeah.
Yeah.
And the trim was fine and all of that stuff, yeah. But I heard about the barbers through other people and stuff that I know and that, yeah. And I just remember sitting in this chair thinking to myself, this is the type of slag I can't be.
Yeah, it's bad.
I can't be this type. You know when people say, "Oh, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and get a trim," and they just go and sit in anyone's chair.
Has your barber? Does he work in a shop with other barbers?
Yes, my barber's certified.
So you see, if you're gonna cheat, you should always cheat with friends.
What do you mean?
You should. Cheat
yeah, no.
on
So
him
that's
with someone
of
else in his
course.
shop.
Yeah. But I can't because see, this is another thing. Firstly, my barber's where the rehearsals is far to where my barber's is, yeah.
Okay.
And I got to be there for the whole day, yeah.
Okay.
And then on top of that, the friend that I go to don't trim on Tuesday either.
Oh, it's mad.
So I don't want to go to the the third one down or the fourth, and they're all cool. Don't get it twisted. They're all right.
But you know you have
like it's a bit mad when you go into a new barber's, yeah. You not like.
Ultimately, the rule of thumb is the chair nearest the door is the worst chair.
Okay, so in my barber's that's not the case, but then in this
okay.
case, because my barber is right next to the door, and he's a good barber. Okay. He's world renowned type of barber. Yeah, but I don't know how it works for everyone else. So he's saying what the certified barber's at the back.
I just feel like they have somewhere else. Where every barber's I had been to, the kind of least qualified barber. In fact, apart from the one I go to now.
As well?
Yeah.
You go to now?
Yeah, as in...
So you just switch barbers like that as well?
Well, the thing is, I'll tell you what it is.
That's mad.
For the first half of my life, pretty much, I was at Mo Better's Grove, obviously.
Okay.
So, Mo Better's is cool. Don't get it twisted. You get some mad trims in there. But it's a day trip. If you're going there at midday, say goodbye to your day.
Can't you book an appointment?
Probably.
Them man, they don't do that.
Who knows? It's 2019. Who knows? But at them times there, when I was 15, just trying to grab trims.
Okay, yeah.
It's like you go in there and
you're there all day.
You're there till 5 p.m. if you went there at midday.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I needed to find someone who's my guy. So I found my guy, and basically,
so your barber, you can just roll up and just get a trim.
Pretty much. I'm in like the not VIP-ish, but
okay.
I'm in a certain there's like 10 of us, I'd say, who kind of moved from our barbers or moved from Betters or whatever it is. We've moved to this barber, who's only down the road, and he's mandem anyway.
Yeah.
And now we can kind of just make that call last minute.
I don't know how anyone can just go and see my barber. My barber's been trimming me for years. When I tell you, since I was proper mad young.
Yeah.
But obviously I've had trims from other people and that, but in the percentages, it's like literally 1% that I've gone to another barber.
Yeah, same.
I went to another barber. I went to a barber in when I was in Jamaica one time, which was a terrifying experience because I didn't know how that one was gonna play out.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a good trim.
You get good trims in JA. The maddest one I ever got was in a favela. I swear to God, there was the utensils he used to cut my hair. I couldn't work out how he was gonna cut my hair.
That's fucked.
He had clippers, yes. That was the only thing that you could see that I recognized from England and from like normal haircutting experiences. But I needed this trim. I'd been in Brazil for maybe 4 weeks. I'd not had a trim, and I was looking battered, and I'm in the favelas, so I'm looking like I'm one of them, man, as well. Now,
oh, so you might get wigged.
Hammered.
So you might get wigged. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll just locks. If I'm in a place like that, bruv, I'll just locks my beard. I'll locks everything.
You can't locks after 4 weeks, though. That's
the
mad.
It looks mad. Yeah. It looks shit, innit? You know, you have that stage where you go from like, you got a trim.
Yeah.
Then like there's like that sort of stubbly vibe, which still is a pattern.
Yeah.
And then
it hits the next point of
it's like it's shit.
Yeah.
But then if you leave it after the shit,
if
then
you're willing to
it's
go
a wave
for 4
again.
weeks of absolute like just badness, then you're cool. You'll make it to the promised land. Like bare times, I tried to grow my hair when I was younger. I never successfully grew my hair because to grow your hair enough to get cane roll or whatever it is that you wanted when you was younger, you needed to go past that stage.
The China bumps.
That stupid stage where you just look like a dickhead.
I had that still. But I was China bumps.
Every time I approached that stage, I was like, I'll bun this for. I'll just keep short hair forever, man.
Bruv, I China bumps. I had the China bumps thing.
Mad.
And then after that, and then I had plaits, like poets for a bit. Jeez. Then I upgraded.
See, you might have lived. You might have lived. I've only ever had trims.
Like, I don't know if poet can grow the sides anymore. I'll ask him.
He must be able to. I've never seen somebody's sides go and not the top. Has anyone ever seen that?
What's that?
As in, you see that the top goes when you can't grow your hair anymore up
but
there.
The sides go.
But the sides. I've never seen somebody with the problem where the top stays and the sides go.
Okay, I've never seen his hair maybe obviously because he gets to trim and that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, after that, then I got the whole thing. I grew the sides and then I just started getting the whole cane row and that, which was away from me. But then it was all long just getting my hair done and all of that. But see the thing, and even then I was still going to the same barber for the markup. Do you get me? One thing that I can't keep having hairline counts, bro. I can't keep getting hairline counts. Bare different man. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Bare different man on my head.
It's mad. Yeah.
Do you get me?
And the thing is, you see your barber, he knows when you've been somewhere. Because you
come
back to him and he'll be like,
yeah, he starts looking at your hair like, okay, trying to fix shit. But also I know as well when I'm in a new chair, when they're starting to touch bits that are unfamiliar.
And it feels like someone's
it's
here.
Yeah, they were like the top of my head. Yeah, bruv. Like one time I got a trim, bruv, and I'm feeling a man like it's going.
Well, the worst thing is when you're in the chair and from halfway in you can see this trim is already gone in the mad direction.
Yeah, it's different.
And you can see him struggling to correct it.
Oh yeah, have you seen?
You say nothing, he says nothing.
Yeah,
and you just end up with a.
That's the worst. I've had one where the man's trying to. You can see that now he's trying to correct the trim.
That was the last time I went to the man first. The first on the left.
Okay.
There's just never.
Yeah, bruv. Nah, mate. The whole correcting thing and all of that. Nah, bruv. It's fucking. I don't know, bro. I'm very, very. And I think people in general, especially like black men as well, don't just go to different barbers just like that. Do you know what? We'll go from being in a chair where you're comfortable and you can catch jokes, you can talk about football, you can talk about gal, whatever it is, As soon as you step into a next man's chair, there's no conversation.
Nothing. There's nothing.
I sat in the bar. I sat in the chair today, stiff.
Yeah.
And we never listen. There was not like he mentioned. Oh yeah, as you do the podcasting, whatever. We did not share a thing because I'm just waiting to see where this is gonna go.
You don't trust each other.
I'm really anxious.
So you're like, nah, you don't trust him, and he knows that you don't trust him. It's all mad. But it's all mad. But do you know when? Do you know when it's good? When you get pleasantly surprised by your sighting.
Yeah.
I've had that before where I had to cheat on my barber with his boy.
Yes, and it banged.
It banged. Yeah. Made me all start thinking, actually.
Yeah.
And maybe.
I ain't gonna lie. Do you know what? These man watch it, but I'm not gonna lie. I have to say this one day, So one time, obviously, I'd been going to my certified barber, whatever. Then he went on a holiday.
Yeah.
Right? He went on a holiday with family and whatever. So then I went to my side thing.
Yeah.
Then he started patting me up now. And then I came out of the chair and I ran my brethren and I said, I'm not going to lie. I'm just giving you the heads up.
It's proper.
My man's giving the banging trims right now. He's giving the banging trims. And then, so obviously I was going to, what I was doing is I was sort of bouncing between the two. So it meant
so
that
if you're not available, I don't mind
it's fine.
So much.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Or I might even go at a time where you might not be in, but I'm gonna go. You get what I'm saying?
You're not in now. All right, cool. Say now, and I'll just back up my man. No, bro, this is it.
And more time, I could just go in with my side thing. I could just go.
Yeah.
And he bring me through.
Yeah.
With my main.
Because he's everyone's main thing.
Because I have to wait for time. And that's the problem with my main, yeah, is that like, he's been trimming me for so many years, yeah, but if I don't have an appointment, he treats me like a side. So now I'm having to wait for time instead of like inconveniencing. Like you could inconvenience everyone 5-10 minutes of their time just to pattern me up. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But he won't do that. So I might be all there. Yeah, of course. I understand that. Because it's appointments. So at the end of the day, if I come there and I've got an appointment, more time I want to be there at the time now. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I go to my side thing, do you know what? He'll just say to me, Chucks, I just got one to do.
Yeah.
I got one to do and I'll line you.
And then you're next. It's mad.
Yeah, it is mad.
It's mad.
It's a real relationship. A barber.
It's one of the biggest. Yeah. It's one of the biggest. I know people that will cheat on their missus.
I never cheat,
bro.
Yeah. Or they've cheated on their barber less than they've cheated on their missus.
Yeah, as in if they cheat on their barber, they have sleepless nights, man. Like, as in, it's not a joke. Like cheating on the barbers, where it's a big risk.
I think the majority of men have cheated more on their missus than they have on their barbers.
You cheat on your missus, and there might not be evidence. You can't see it. You cheat on your barber. Everyone can see. Everyone knows.
Oh yeah, everybody knows.
Everyone can see it.
I've only cheated on my barber once.
Yeah, you should never.
Do you know what though? When you cheat on your this is even more bad when you think about it. Yeah, but I know man that's cheated on their missus and not obviously felt bad about it at all. But then they've cheated on their barber and it's affected their whole.
Yeah, they feel terrible.
Yeah. It's affected your whole aura because when you leave the barber shop, you leave with an extra level of confidence.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Same with anyway. Do you know what I'm like, anyway. Anyway, yeah, because we can't be here for too long today. But bro, I really wanted to have a conversation about this jihadi gal, by the way. And can you Google what jihad means? Because I don't know what. Like, I just want to know what jihad means because I don't. It sounds really bad.
The memes have been going crazy. The memes have been going mad. Have you not?
Because I kind of like the word jihad. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a word to like.
I know. Jihadi bride.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the memes or the memes?
No.
This one is the maddest one.
Shit. Okay. Jihad.
Tell me something so I don't like it anymore.
Is a struggle or fight against the enemies of Islam.
Against the enemies of Islam.
Okay.
Against the enemies of Islam.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen? Look.
Yeah. But I don't know who this girl is. I don't know anything about this.
Oh my God. That's bad, you know. Post that on the screen.
Yeah, I'll have to.
So basically, her name's called Shamana, like Shaman. Google that Shamana Begum or something like that.
But you might not even be able to pronounce it properly. I don't know.
Yeah, something name. Like that. Anyway, so just for anyone who's got their.
I'll put the name on the screen.
All right, cool. For anyone who has not been paying attention to anything, basically, and I remember. Do you remember this? Do you remember when she left? Her and her brethren.
I remember something. I don't pay attention to things well enough, but I definitely remember that there was 3 girls who just disappeared and left and got a plane to Turkey or something like that and just went to Syria.
Yeah. This is how because the thing is, this is how you know that news, like watching the news subconsciously, is powerful because I'm not a person who sits there and watches the news at 10, but the news at 10 will be on. Yeah. And then there's things that just go into your brain. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I remember at the time that these girls was just leaving and they was going to Syria or whatever. They were married off or whatever it was. And it was all part of ISIS and all of these type of things, yeah. So in my head, and they were 15 years old at the time, innit? I think all 3 of them were 15 years old, yeah. They've gone to be with these guys or whatever it is. And then I never heard nothing about these girls until recently. I heard 2 of them's dead.
2 of them's dead?
Or at least one of them's dead anyway. And then, so this one, the Begum one, she's the one now who apparently is trying to come back to the country or whatever. Yeah. So then, like, there's this big debate. Do you let her in? Yeah, what do you do? Do you let her in? Because she's a British citizen, yeah? So when I'm watching everybody discuss this, I was trying to do some research because I'm trying to figure out, like, are people having the right discussions? Because if she's a British citizen, yeah, if she's a British citizen, what I wanted to then know is has there ever been any cases where somebody who was a citizen from somewhere gave up their rights to citizenship if they haven't applied for citizenship somewhere else? Because usually, if you apply for somewhere else, then you've given yours up.
But you
right?
can not necessarily. You can have dual.
You can have dual.
Yeah,
okay.
dual nationality, dual citizenship.
So you can have that. But I never knew. So I knew one thing that I did know, or that I did find out, is that there's millions of people that don't have citizenship. So there's
in England.
No, not in England,
in
but in the world.
Yeah.
So that like statistically, they're saying there's like 15 million people that don't have citizenship,
yeah,
and that are born.
Yeah.
So they haven't even crossed the border or anything like that. But they've been born in that country, but they don't have citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I didn't know was, had there been anyone who did have it and it was taken away from them, and if it was, then what happens then?
Yeah, lots of people have that.
What, and then it gets taken away from them?
Yeah.
Then and then you're stateless.
Right, well, like for
and
example,
apparently that's against international law.
Well, no, as in you have to be deported to somewhere.
Yeah.
So then where do you go?
Well, you have to apply to a different country yourself.
So
say
basically,
I get deported, they're not just going to say, all right, you can fuck off to France. I would have to apply to become a French national.
So what if they reject you?
Well, a lot of people do.
So you have to keep applying until
until
a country takes you.
Exactly.
Oh, mad! I didn't know that.
So
because I heard, sorry to interrupt. I know you got something to say, but sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, but I read about a case where a Haitian guy, he got arrested in America.
Yeah.
He had his citizenship revoked from Haiti, but he wasn't a citizen of America. So they had to release him apparently because they couldn't hold anyone in jail for a long period of time if you're not a citizen of that country. Okay. They would have to deport you. So they didn't know what to do with this brother
because he can't be deported back to.
He can't be deported back. So then that means that you could commit a mad crime. Then
I'm sure there are jails, or not jails, but places like almost like in between lands, like places where for people without nationality.
Okay.
Like in America, for sure. There's I don't know what they're called, but they're basically like prisons in a sense, but they're called like holding facilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people can be stuck there for years.
They stay there and they stay there. For
and that's where they've had that, and like the Americans held like some of the terrorists and stuff like that in these holding facilities.
And
right?
even you see, like when loads of people went from Cuba, to America, a lot would end up in these places as well. These kind of holding middle grounds. Like it happens a lot, man. Like remember these are just borders, and essentially you can sneak beyond these borders when you want, but once you're caught. And you have, this whole world cares so much about protocol and paperwork that you have to be registered somewhere.
Okay.
So we have this girl who is a British citizen.
Yeah, she was born in England.
She was born in England. She's gone, someone's gassed her up, obviously, and her friends gassed her up to go to Syria.
A brother.
She's been a ISIS wife. And now she wants to return. Now,
what did you think about that though? When she said she wanted to come
So
back?
if I'm going solely just off my instincts, my thing is, you made your bed, lie in your bed.
Even as a 15-year-old who's been groomed.
As a 15-year-old. Well, when I was a 15-year-old, my decisions were decisions such as Walkers or Quavers. Or, do you see what I'm saying? Football or cinema. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't these big decisions that are gonna result in like chaos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you. I do agree with you, yeah. But I'm saying also just thinking about it, doesn't that almost prove the point in a sense where the decisions that you make as a 15-year-old ain't necessarily big massive ones, but whenever they have been big massive ones, there's like a big lining of either having to you've had a circumstance in your life that has now made you an adult, so now you have to make these big decisions.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side of it, you've essentially been groomed.
Groomed, yeah. So I believe she, like, groomed, I don't know enough about it to know whether it was grooming or not, but whatever it is, somebody's gassed her up and somebody's persuaded her that the best decision for her to do is to leave her family, who seemed quite normal, and everyone seemed quite distraught that she had made this decision to go to Syria. Someone's made it so that this is the best decision for you, and she went. Now, as soon as you go, and then you have children and blah, 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 you've made your decision. Your decision is like one of like this country's biggest rules almost in terms of like this country's trying to fight terrorism in quotation marks and all of this and blah 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 blah. You can't do that and expect to just come back.
Yeah,
that's my only thing.
But it's true. Do you know what? Again, I agree. But isn't that another thing that just like when you're 15 or when you're a youth, sometimes you don't necessarily fully understand
the significance.
Of like what you are doing. Yeah. So you know that. So like she could have been saying to herself, "Okay, I'm gonna go." And she has it all in her head that she's going to go to this place. She's going to marry this guy. They're going to fight off England and all of this stuff. They're going to ride off into the sunset. And then, like, she's got there and it's probably the conditions might have been...
It wasn't fighting off England. No, it's more of a civil war over there. Like, it's rebels.
Yeah, of course. There's a whole different thing to it, yeah. But in her mind, in her young mind as well, she's thinking it's going to be a certain type of thing.
Yeah.
Only to realise that life doesn't necessarily work out like that. Yo, you could actually die, B. Like, when you die, there's no coming back from that.
Do you know what? Do you know where my thing, after seeing this and understanding what's kind of happened, swung kind of more in the direction of, nah, actually, bun you. It was when she's done her interview. I think BBC have gone to Syria and done an interview with her. Now, if you know that you've gone to Syria, you've made what you think is the wrong decision, you would like to come back to England, remorse?
She weren't convincing at all, man.
Remorse, maybe. A little bit of at least come back with your tail between your legs. Don't just come back on some bad man thing.
Listen, like, her convincing skills was shit. She said, somebody asked her about heads in a bin, and she said, well, you know, didn't really do nothing for me. I saw them. I saw heads in the bin, but it didn't really do nothing. Like, what? If it didn't do nothing for you, at least make it seem like... I mean, that is something that is not an age thing.
Do you know what it is, yeah? You can be desensitized to something pretty quickly. So, I'm not even going to say that, but I'm just saying intelligence is a hell of a thing, yeah? Now, I know who I am, really, yeah? If I'm going to a job interview in the city or whatever it is, I'm going to go and put my absolute best foot forward.
Of course.
And you're going to presume that I'm 10 times better than the person I am.
Of course.
She is not even trying to do that.
Well, that's my thing, because I'm saying that like even though she could have been desensitized to these things, and there's a big chance that she is, if you're trying to come back, surely you know that this is your time to milk this thing. Yeah. Like, you've got to really make it seem like you're not, like you were terrified.
You're genuine.
Yeah.
That's it. When it's all said and done, if you really want to get back and you really do feel like you've made a mistake, it will tell. You see what I'm saying? It will tell. There's a camera on you. You will be able to make this. It just looks as if she's just like, yeah, do you know what? Man just wants to come back, innit? So, yeah, you lot are going to have to make this one happen because I ain't done a crime.
She was quite smart.
She's working on technicalities.
Still.
So, for example, she hasn't done a crime, essentially. It's not like she could come back here and be tried. There is no crime of being a housewife. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, in a weird way, it's a difficult one because there is no crime. It's almost conspiracy.
Yeah.
That she may be, like, have something up her sleeve.
On conspiracy, by the way.
Huh?
You can go to jail on conspiracy.
Yeah, and many people do. But as in, the conspiracy, it has to be, I'm presuming it would have to be something.
You'd have to be connected.
Like, or the crime would have to be here. Like, her crimes aren't necessarily here. They're there. If there was a crime. There isn't a crime anyway.
But doesn't that go under somewhere in international law, though?
I'm going to leave that for Interpol.
We'll have a lawyer here one day.
I'm going to leave them.
All right, we'll have a lawyer here one day. But do you know what, yeah? When I saw everything that was going on, from a technicality side, yeah, I was saying, well, she's a British citizen, so the question isn't should she come back? She's gonna have to come back. But it's what you do with her when she comes back. Yeah. What do you do with her when she comes? It's the same thing that you just said. Can you pin her to a crime? I don't even know if you can actually really pin her to a crime. My feeling though, taking law and all of this to the side, I'm like, this chick is dangerous. Yeah. She's gonna come back. She's gonna come back, and this was probably part of a plan. Because you know what? Yeah, one of the things that she said one of the things that came out was that she had 2 children and they died. Yeah. Malnutrition and all of these type of things. She's got this other child here, and you know what? She don't want this one to go. Do you get what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me if the man said, listen, ISIS, our thing's crumbling right now. We've had 2 youths that's dead as well. This is what you do. You're a British citizen. They have to take you back. Yeah. Go back there. What I'm going to do is, at some point, I'm going to strap on a bomb somewhere, whatever, blow my thing up. And then, when you have the youth, let the youth know that the dad was a real G. And make sure that he goes out and does an absolute madness. That's how I'm thinking. Yeah. So I'm saying this girl is dangerous. She doesn't even seem genuine in her... She looks dangerous,
the thing is, it's unfortunately for her, she's left it all up to us to decipher. Because it's not even like she's come back and put on like a real... like a real Oscar-nominated performance and said, listen, like, this was the worst decision I've ever made, and actually convinced us. She's pretty much made this one black and white for me. In the mere fact that, yeah, you haven't committed a crime. However, you've made a big decision that goes against the state.
Yeah.
And what the state wants and believes. Even when you go back to World War days, yeah, and espionage was a massive thing. But you could lose your citizenship just going to the wrong countries. You're not coming back. It's a world war. There's spies all over the place. Right?
Yeah.
Essentially, we are still in that way of thinking. You can't just go to... I barely get into America just because I've been to Vietnam. Or,
yeah, of course.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, or certain places, they are just not on it. I think
one of the fundamental differences, though, is probably how our human rights thing acts.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, do you know what it is? Yeah, there is a human element to it, and then there's the protocol version of it, and then there's so many different... This would be having a different conversation if she seemed very remorseful and very naive at the time when she went and blah, 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 and she gave a different interview. We'd be having a different conversation. For me, this is pretty open shut, and I think they've open shut it now.
Open shut? I've never heard that one before, boy.
Yeah, as in like it's just quite a simple case for me of... You had your British citizenship, but your acts have... So we're going to decline. And from what I've heard just now, they've declined. They've revoked her citizenship.
Can you bring that up? Because I want to know what actually happened with that. They just declined it.
I've got a letter here.
What's the source?
The source is ITV News.
Oh, it's ITV?
ITV News. Letter obtained by ITV News asks Begum's family to inform her of the decision to revoke her citizenship and her right to appeal it. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, so she can't even appeal.
So, do you want me to read the letter?
Yeah.
It's dated the 19th of February from the Home Office. Please find enclosed papers that relate to a decision by the Home Office Secretary to deprive your daughter, Shamima Begum, of her British citizenship. In light of circumstances, the Home Office Secretary decision has been served on file today, removing her British citizenship and subsequently been made.
Wow.
Copies of this are included with the letter. That if you are in contact with your daughter, ensure her that this decision is brought to her attention, along with her right of appeal to the Special Immigrations Commission. Basically, you ain't coming back.
She's done.
Yeah. So I think
you ain't coming back.
She may have not committed a crime in the eyes of our government. She's conspired against.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Conspiracy is no joke. It may as well be a crime.
Yeah, well, conspiracy is a crime.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Conspiracy is a crime.
So they've clearly got evidence to believe that she has conspired against us, and therefore they don't want her, which is a fair call.
Well, yeah. I mean, that blows the whole thing because I agree in it. I just feel
and do you know what?
I feel she's too dangerous to come back.
She also said some things. She said some things in that interview that's just like, wow, are you trying to come back or not?
Yeah, like the
Manchester.
Oh yeah, that was a bit mad. That was a bit mad.
It's not. Is
there element of truth in it though?
No. Do you know why I'm gonna say no? Now I can understand the eye for eye theory that she's trying to do, because we know that there's a lot of...
I asked that only because I know that her timing in her saying that, it was a monstrosity.
It's awful. However,
she's never have said that.
Certain things you don't say, but you kind of know. It's like, we know that our government or whatever's happening in the worlds above us kind of thing are doing madness in Syria and everywhere else in this world, basically, with these airstrikes, dropping bombs, all of this. Like, we don't get it reported to us because it's kind of like below ground stuff, but we know it's happening. So in her views, it's a retaliation and it's a justified one. I just don't think you should be saying it.
Nah.
And also, I'm done. Like, I'm done with people thinking that you can meet ignorance with ignorance.
You can't.
You can't.
Well, you can, but you just
you can, but you're never gonna
just look stupid.
It's just gonna go.
Yeah.
Like the idea for me, the idea of war to obtain peace is the most stupid thing ever.
Yeah, of course.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's just silly. Like, in reality, if you want peace, just have peace. You don't need war for peace.
Yeah. And you know what is more annoying about that as well, or even more unfortunate, is that you've got a group of people that have an issue with another group of people, and then in and around all of that, bare innocent people dead.
Yeah.
I always just say, like, especially when these certain countries are not getting on in that, put them in put the president of whatever in one country and the other president in the other country, whatever. Put them in a UFC cage and make them man do their thing. Why bare people have to dead?
I've said this so many times. Like, you see, war, it's not really us here on the ground as the working class or the middle class, the normal blue collar people.
Yeah,
it's not our thing. This is arguments between hierarchies of countries
that has nothing to do with us. The majority of the time,
it has very little to do with us. It just filters down to us.
Yeah,
and we pay for it essentially. Yeah. So you see this whole war thing, and I know, put it this way, bro, in many ways I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I'm an anti-system man. Like, I know this country's done fuckery.
Yeah, of course.
Fuckery all over it's got dirt on its hands it cannot rinse.
No, of course.
So I understand everyone's frustration, and like, I understand why people can get kind of spun into doing these mad moves. But you cannot meet ignorance with ignorance. Not on this scale. Ignorance and ignorance, it doesn't go well. It only creates chaos.
If she was groomed, and she was brainwashed, so to speak, and that is something that did happen to her, and I don't know, deep down in her heart, she's come to a realization that, like, she's made a humongous mistake or whatnot. I feel like the decision that the government has made, for me personally, is the right one, purely because anybody then who is in that same predicament, or so when they're younger or whatever, that someone's trying to gas them up, they will know in the back of their mind, there's no coming back from this one. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you are young, you can do things and think that there is some coming back from it. Do you get what I'm saying? Unfortunately for her, she might have to be the sacrifice lamb for everyone else to realize that you can't just go somewhere and think that you're going to come back. Do you get me? But I don't know. It is mad. The thing is, if she was 20 something years old, I'd be so much more confident in what I'm saying. But it's only because she's young where I'm still a bit reluctant with certain things. But within that, I can't shake off the fact that I know you bring her back here, there's nothing you can do with her, and she's going to be a threat to man.
Ultimately, but 15 years old for me is still old enough to know right and wrong, and to know big decisions, and it's different. It's not like you was
but brainwashing is a real thing.
It wasn't like you was brainwashed at home, for example. It would be easier for me to comprehend if she was at home being fed propaganda by her family, and it's kind of she's around it 24/7, and it's like you've got you've got everyone that is surrounding you is feeding you this propaganda. Her family seemed mortified that she went.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It just seemed pretty normal setup. So she knew that it was a big decision. Trust me, she knew.
Yeah.
Like, if you're 12 years old and you don't understand the significance so much, we have a different conversation. But I think at 15, you know.
Can. But the thing is, you can be really impressed. Like an older man, an older human being is really impressionable to a young person, isn't it? It can just happen.
Yeah.
It's a big decision, but I see that shit happening I know it's different. It's very different. But I do see shit like that happening on the roads.
Yeah.
Where like young youths see an older man that's on the road and they look up to this guy and everything that he does and the way that he moves and all of that. And then they embody that whole ethos and then try to now be on the street and do X, Y, and Z and whatever. But the consequences are very different because you might go jail or you might even end up dead. But this girl in her situation ends up going to a whole different country to fight something that she feels is a justifiable thing. I don't know.
The thing is, for me, that her interview with the BBC was a dress rehearsal. It is. It's an audition. It's an audition for you to end up back in this country, quite literally.
And she fucked it.
The Home Office made a decision today. Probably a lot of it was based off that interview because a lot of this is still just a human element. This is a human making this decision or humans making this decision on this girl. And if she doesn't seem very human and very relatable and doesn't seem like she knows she made a mistake and you're not going to do it. Do you see what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, it's not robots making these decisions, it's people. You've got to convince these people.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, listen anyway, quickly, right? So did you hear about the Tekashi sex position situation? I don't call him 6ix9ine. I just call him.
Oh my gosh! I was thinking. I was thinking to myself, bro.
All right, so boom, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Tekashi sex position now. He flipping. So you know he's in this situation now where he's in jail now. Yeah. And he's got these 9 counts against him. Yeah. Of racketeering and all of these type of things, and he's gonna face up to 46 years or some shit like that in jail. Have you heard about what's happened recently?
No.
Okay. So the mother of his child was on Vlad TV just recently, reading his paperwork, right? The paperwork essentially says if he tells everything, if he says everything, like basically snitches on everyone, just tells the truth about everything, and helps to, convict certain people or whatever, then he's not going to get no jail time whatsoever. They'll let him off the hook.
My God.
Yeah. Apparently he's on that. That's the vibe that he's on. And where it gets even more funny is that there was like a clip of him saying that he's got 30 racks on Chief Keef's head. Yeah. And he sent his boy, one of his guys, to go out and
get him.
Yeah. Right. Now that guy is obviously in the mix of being arrested as well. So the feds are basically saying, right, let us know everything that's happened with everything, including my man. All of these lot will go in jail, and you won't get no jail time.
So he has to snitch on his lot, or not his enemies, his boys.
All of the lot that he was hanging around. Yeah, all of them. But also the guy that he essentially
was gonna pay to catch a wig.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So this was a question, that I saw in one of the WhatsApp groups today, because the WhatsApp group's always lit.
Yeah.
So here's the question now. Just for extra context, Mm-hmm. Obviously, his crew members and that tried to kill him and that, innit? Apparently.
In jail?
Nah, just on road.
So that's not his crew?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how you see it.
So,
and one of them tried to fuck his girl.
One of them tried to fuck his girl.
One of them tried to mack his girl, and apparently they've got audio, apparently, of these men saying that they want to cause some harm to him. So the question is this.
These are bad friends.
The question is this, Would you tell the truth to avoid 47 years in prison? Or would you protect the people that tried to take your life, rob you, fuck your girl, just so you don't get called a snitch?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
You're asking me?
I'm just saying.
I'm 29 years of age. I've got 2 kids. You're asking me?
Yeah.
You're asking me? Big man, I'll sing like a fucking canary. My man's trying to mack my chick and kill me. Yeah. And you want me to do 47 years for you?
Yeah, no, that's clear cut. That's easy to be honest.
However,
okay.
I do get it.
Okay, what do you get?
Now, you asked me that at 19, I'm saying I do.
No, what do you get?
I get that it's a question that has to be asked. Because on paper, it seems like, of course you have to snitch.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why is this even a question? But it is a question.
Okay, so this is my thing. Obviously, with a person now who has no affiliation, a person now who's not on the road like that at all.
Yeah.
I'm not playing no game and anything like that. If I'm put in a position like this, I'm singing till the cows come home.
Mm-hmm.
However, and I will say this as well, there are certain things like street rules, that I just think are just absolutely bollocks, But I will say this. And it might be there might be an element of controversy in it, depending on where you've come from and what you've seen or whatever. Yeah, but I do think that if you have been playing a certain type of game, against the law, if you've been in that world against the law, I don't think that it is necessarily, you can do it, but I don't necessarily think that it is that you should then use the law just to convenience yourself, just for your convenience. You're playing a certain type of game. So when people say, oh, like, but this guy tried to take his life and this one, that is part of the game. When you're in that world, a part of that is you can get robbed, you can get set up by your brethren, you can get set up by strangers, you can get killed by a stranger, you can get killed by your brethren. A man might try and match your girl. You might have people around you that you don't necessarily trust, but that's all a part of that game. So if you're in that and you are out there advocating this is not even a thing of like you're on the road humbly doing whatever it is that you're doing. You're out on the internet embodying this whole thing, this whole life, that whole game. Only for you to now try to use it.
So that's where the rules are. That's why I said, if you ask me now, I'm a man who hasn't done
it's different.
An actual genuine crime in a while, in a long while-ish.
Yeah.
You ask me now, I don't have to play by the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
You ask me at 19 though, I'm doing 47 years.
Yeah, straight.
So
well, the thing is, and this is to be fair, he might not even do 47 years. He might get a young 21.
Whatever it is, though, it's the old saying, man. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That is it. If you're nowhere near this sword anymore, though, fuck the sword.
Of course, exactly. But this is I always look at it like when there was certain things that was happening in my life or whatever it is, if I found myself in a predicament, I just have to ride that, because it's the game that I was playing. I can't now all of a sudden start using this as for my convenience. I can if I want to, but I chose to play that game. Do you get me? And I just think that if you, like, I'm not telling people to do that. I'm just giving you my opinion, because at the end of the day, some people have a family, he's got a kid. He's got all of these things. Just by doing that, you can put your family in a serious position. And that is the reason why.
His thing's different to my thing, obviously. He obviously has been playing this game.
Maybe,
very recently. Right. So my answer is very simply, I'm allowed to, as far as I'm concerned, I'm allowed to snitch.
Why?
Because I'm not in the thick of things anymore.
Who?
So,
what?
Me,
you?
as a
me.
You. But I'm saying
it's different.
Seems like he's very much in the thick of this just a few months ago. You can't then turn it around. It's just such a tantalizing offer.
Well, it is. But the thing is, think about what he does in terms of putting his family. Do you know what it is? Yeah, when I saw his missus, I saw his missus on Vlad TV reading the paperwork, I read deeper into that. I read that this girl, or this is what I saw, that this woman is only going on Vlad TV and reading his paperwork just to let everybody know from the rip. It's not me. I'm not doing it. I have nothing to do with this. Because the thing is, if she says nothing, she doesn't do anything, and he does that, they might not be able to find you, but they might find your missus. They might find you. You know what it is?
It's all mad now.
You put your family. You put your family in some real danger.
It's all fucked. No matter which way you play this game now, you're fucked, because you either decide to do the noble road thing and say fuck that, I'm not snitching, and you do 46 years, and your daughter suffers.
Yeah, of course. As soon as he did that, the first thing I said to myself is he needs to be flatmates with Zimmerman. He's going to have to go and find where Zimmerman is, George Zimmerman, and go and become flatmates with that brother. And he'll be all right. When it's all
said and done, it's everyone's decision. But kids change things a lot.
Yeah,
make you realise you've got a lot to lose.
Etc.
etc. So
from that aspect, I don't get it twisted. The offer is tantalizing. Of course it is.
If I'm him also, you
get no jail time.
Bro, the thing is, it's nice for us. We're in the studio. We get to go home and do whatever we want,
Yeah.
He's been in a cell for however long.
Yeah, he's going to be in cell for time.
And he's been offered freedom in exchange for not that much other than his street credibility.
Yeah.
Which obviously means a lot to him, but
how much of a parody does he look? How much of a parody does he look with all them tattoos on his face?
It's mad. It's mad. But here's the thing, you can't swap anything for time.
No.
Not credibility, not nothing. And I understand that your reputation is your life's work. But No.
Fuck a reputation.
You can't, bro. You see, time, yeah. Like you couldn't offer me £10 million for my next 10 years.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I want my years. I want the time. I don't care about.
Because I might make 50.
Forget the money. Like the money's just the money. Just all it buys me is comfort.
Yeah.
A new whip, a new house, some nicer transport and some nicer clothes. It doesn't really do much more for me than offer me comfort. You can't give me my time. I can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So if I'm him, if I'm being offered it, fuck the road.
Yeah. Listen, I fully get it. I fully understand why you would do that. Trust me. Sing, yes. Yeah. But you do have to understand that when you are within a certain game,
I get it.
That's just I didn't make that up. That's not me. I didn't make that up. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So you know that has to be a lesson for certain man. And the thing is, it won't be because people will just be in that situation. And there are some people out there that have ridden some mad time and just not said nothing. They haven't even done anything, but they've just ridden the time.
But you know what I would say? Yeah, there's loads of man that I know, or loads of people take the wrong charge for someone else or for something else. But it's a little bit different taking 18 months or 2 years.
Yeah.
To taking 46.
But also, were they in the game as well, though?
Yeah. But I'm saying, as in, the offers would be, you know, like, we've got you, but it was your friend. You didn't do it, but you got nicked for something your friend did. So it's either one of you goes to jail.
Yeah.
So
Tell us right now.
One of you goes to jail. I can get that 18 months. But trust me, if these people were charged with 50 years... and you knew it weren't you. Oh,
that's where America's different. You see, that's where America's different. You see, because they'll put you in jail for 100 years.
Yeah,
you don't get them type of sentences here. You get the IPP thing, where they'll give you a certain time on IPP.
You do get some big ones now. If you get multiple lives,
what is it? You get how much? 25.
Yeah. So if you get multiples though, like
do you get multiple 25s though?
Yeah. What you think? You think if you just go and kill 100 kids, that you're going to be out in 25 years?
Well, I thought that you'd probably go 25 IPP.
No, 25 IPP. You're never going to get that. You'll never get parole
because you're not going to get out.
Yeah, you'll never get it. It might call.
But they don't say in England. They don't say, okay, like 20. You get 25 for each life, and you're going to be doing 100 years.
No, as in they might.
They do in America.
No, they'll work out differently, but there's no way they'll just call that life, one life IPP. Like, trust me, like it'll be multiple sentences.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh boy, big up to Tekashi Sex Position.
Let
me I gotta go, but I want
no more crime, please, everyone.
Huh? Yeah, exactly, man. Live a, you know what I mean, a righteous life, bro. All these tattoos on it. To be honest with you as well, bro. If I'm being honest, fam. Like, I personally never got the 6ix9ine thing. And when I first heard 6ix9ine, I always thought it was a parody, to be honest with you. I always thought that this guy is nicking a living and everyone's loving it.
They're loving it.
Everyone's loving this guy. And you know what? It's so funny now, yeah? Now that he's in the position that he's in at the moment, yeah? When you look at him now, when you go back and you look at the pictures now, it looks like a cartoon character, bro.
Yeah.
It just looks funny.
Yeah.
Just looks funny.
It's mad.
But the way that people are maybe seeing it now, I've always seen it like that. That's no disrespect to a man's character. I just thought, I don't particularly get all of this, man.
He's entertaining. I'll give him that because he
did real good interviews.
He's a troll as well. He's a big troll.
He did real good interviews. Poet, don't worry. Hey, Poet. As soon as I rang you, yeah, Callum was like, "Oh my God, who is he ringing now?" What are you saying, my brother? Huh?
Fam, I've just stayed in my house all day, fam. It's been amazing, bro.
Is it?
Just stay in my house sometimes.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, properly.
Sometimes you need that, bruv. You're a real traveller, bro.
Bro, I'll turn my phone off today.
For real?
Yeah, I turned it off, man. There was so much bad energy in my phone in terms of messages I was getting and social media, and naturally I'm so addicted to my phone. I just turned it off so I could just avoid taking that energy in for a while. And when I turned it back on, I felt so much more refreshed. And then a lot of the messages I was getting, because I wasn't responding, everyone must have thought, oh, I'm not speaking to them, and they just started changing their energy towards me. So it was the best idea for me, to be fair.
It's mad how when you like, if you If you turn your phone off, or you don't post on Instagram, or you don't tweet, people think that there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
To be fair, they were right. There was something wrong with me. They were all pissing me off, so I said I'm going out for a little while.
That's fair enough. But hey, you got a video going out and all of that as well, bro. I see you working differently out here, my bro.
Yeah, man. We dropped Bellerin today or Monday, and I'm very surprised at the response. Like, I'm so baffed. Like, everyone's been so receptive, so supportive, and I felt a little bit guilty at dropping, this out at a time when Cadet is doing what he's doing. And the situation over there, I felt a little bit insensitive. Like maybe is it the right time for me to do it? But I just made sure, I done it in the most respectful way I could. And yeah, I just love the fact that, we're bringing out music again, and it's just another different way for me to express myself. So I'm just not centered around chatting all the time.
I hear you, my bro. Do you know what? When we recorded the podcast with Cadet about Cadet, you wasn't here, yeah. So while I got you on the phone quickly, like talk to me about like your whole feeling around like Cadet and just your encounters with him and all of that type of stuff. Just quick.
So it was so lit because when Cadet first came out and he first done the freestyle that got everyone's attention, just about his relationship with women, I was a little bit unsure on it. And Tigo, guy from Rewind, really, really good person, kept speaking so highly about Cadet. So had it not been for him, I wouldn't even have had any type of relationship with Cadet in any capacity. And the first time we met him, I was doing a show called Dr. Poe. He came down, one of the most humble, normal, calm, just nice people. And to the moment, I saw him last, he was just exactly the same. If anything, he just heightened the good person that he was. And like, even down to like when all the tweets about, me coming out from the past, it came out between me and him at the same time. So we spoke a lot more then and just about the responsibility we have with our voice and how we have to, the best apology we can give the world is, change. And he's a great example of change, I'm coming from. So now I went from finding out after I just saw FKJ in absolute tears in a hotel in Paris to now looking at it and thinking to myself, you know what, man? He's done so much good work. I just must continue doing the work that Cadet done. Otherwise, he's gone for no reason. Like, all the good work he done has come to an end. And it's for us to take all the good energy that he gave us and all these good teachings and keep passing it just so Cadet stays alive. So it's about celebrating his life now.
Word, definitely. And that's exactly what I said as well. I said that, the way that he moved with in terms of his energy and also just how much as a person he changed as well. Like, that is a great example of a life that should be celebrated. You get me?
100%. And I watched it with you and Sideman, and yeah, that was lit, man. It was just so nice. It was a really, really good video to watch. Yeah, it was really, really nice. Very, 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 very nice.
How are you, bro? Like, is everything all right with you? Is everything good with you?
Yeah. I'm just trying to, I had a couple conversations with some people at the back end of last year just about how I want to operate. So yeah, I'm just spending a lot more time with myself because I don't want to be just in people's faces too much, or I am anyway, but like even more. And so yeah, I don't know. I feel like yes, last year my energy was just confusing, so I just want to make sure that I'm just doing the right thing all the time now.
I hear you, my brother.
How are you, son?
Yeah, good, bro. Can't complain. Got 2 arms, 2 legs. You know what I mean? Just working, bro. Going away for a few days. Got some shows to do. Going Paris, Amsterdam, Berlin, all of these different places. So yeah, man, that would be nice, man. You know what I mean?
That is lit. I can't lie to you. That is lit.
Yeah, G. But yeah, we'll talk when we get back, and yeah, you'll probably be here next week anyway. So
you're done now. Make sure you check out the video. The links in the description. Buy the socks. The links in the description. I'm out here, but I'm inside. Don't forget that.
Love you, bro.
Alright, bro.
Same to you. Hey, go on.